Ladies and gentlemen, let me thank the GEF for inviting me to be part of this. I'm honored to share the same mic and stage with our very excellent luminaries who I think really deserve that term more than I do. I think it's quite obvious, and coming right off the last presenter, Dr. Lorenzen, it's quite obvious that there is a strong nexus between business and innovation, and research and technology. In fact, if we're not able to have our persons who are innovating, who are researching and creating and using their intellectual capital to see the benefits of it, we're going to have some challenges. We need to make research and innovation sexy. In the business community, research and innovation is not necessarily about being sexy. It's a necessity for survival. In an environment where the technology is so rapidly improving, we're in what we call the fourth industrial revolution. And in such a climate, if you're not, as a business, actively engaged in research and innovation, you are not going to be around for much longer. So there's a razor depth. There's a real rationale why businesses have to innovate. And I think that one of the challenges we have is that businesses have found in the past, research has been expensive. New technologies have been expensive. Access to information was time-consuming and expensive. But in this modern era, that is no longer the case. The ITC, digital divide, digital technology is making access to technology really the great equalizer. We have seen changes take place that make us think. Years ago, I remember reading Alan Lewis, our former Governor General and brother to Sir Arthur Lewis. He did his law degree by correspondence. In this modern world, we're talking about virtual education. So from St. Lucia, he did his law degree and he taught the Commonwealth. So we have that experience, we have that culture of excellence. And so in using the technology, we should feel comfortable and confident that we can do it and we have no excuse. The business community continues to recognize that we need better access to technology, better access to information, even local information. We continue to treat local information housed in government as national secrets. We have great research and great data sets sitting in government offices that if we try to get, we have to jump through hoops. If we want people to use the information and use technology, we must find ways to make that technology and that access to information a lot easier. Access to human resources is, again, no longer a hurdle, is no longer a constraint. We now have persons in the business community, in education, working with each other from across the world, not having met each other in face-to-face. We should therefore use that access to human resources to strengthen our management capacities and our ability to innovate at the local level. But talking about management capacities, I think this is the key thing. How do our managers start to create innovative firms and firms that make innovation a day-to-day operation and activity, rather than continue to manage in the old way of do as I say. This is how we've always done it. This is where the innovation is to take place, in the way we think. Change how we think, change how we manage, so that we can better understand, and we have a desire to understand how to innovate and to encourage innovation. We hire bright young persons, and do we allow them to innovate? Do we allow them to bring in the new modes of thinking? Do we understand that we have the new generation that is thinking differently? I think it is absolutely essential that we recognize that we need to, as Dr. King said and other speakers have said, change our education system so that we develop more problem-solving persons, people who are willing to look at issues, look at things and say, how can I do it better? How can I do it differently to save costs, to save time, and to get higher returns? The Chamber is looking at hosting in the next couple of weeks a design thinking workshop with one of our partners, the Foundation from the German Savings Bank. We call them the Savings Bank Foundation for International Cooperation, where we will be working with our businesses to talk about how we do design thinking, how we do problem solving, how we bring people together, and we go through a systematic process to solve problems and find new ways of doing things to bring benefits to companies. If we don't start doing that, and if businesses are not encouraged to do that and facilitated in doing that, and we create an environment, we will not innovate. And if businesses do not innovate, they will die. The technology costs are coming down, and so businesses are quickly and more quickly absorbing these technologies and using it. We need to therefore lead by example, create the environment for innovation, create the human resource that is prepared to innovate, and change the mindset. And I want to say that this discussion, research and research and technology, is extremely important to that. We have to create this type of dialogue where people understand and people share experiences and network to start to innovate. We have to also create an environment where people start to do research. And the research is used, the research is applied. Because unless it's applied, it's not an innovation, it's just a creation that's sitting there. We need to apply the innovations, apply the new ideas, the new systems, and the new processes. And I think the business community is coming along with that. But we need to create this environment, and I think this dialogue and discussion is the start of it. So I want to once again thank you, Giles, and thanks the GEF for inviting me, and thank you, the former presenters and those who are coming, for the fantastic ideas and the fantastic perspectives they have shared. And we need to keep this going and make this a regular event. Thank you very much.